The following is a recreation of a conversation previously held. Hello, dear. You know, Hikati, I want to find a different filter for you. Your presence warrants much more gravitas. Although I'm flattered. It's unnecessary, I know. But the videos I make are just a reflection of my own personal experience, yes? You know this confidence looks good on you. Why, thank you, I do appreciate it. You know, we're coming up on 2 years. Since the end of the Deity series, I know. But let's not fool ourselves. Half of my regulars weren't even there. And the new adherents know nothing about it. So, frankly, what's the point? This is your page and I am checking in on you. You wanna know what? There is a baby possum right over there. I don't know if the camera really picked it up, but to me it's a sign that we're at the point of a new beginning. Somehow, some way, not only have we found people willing to take in our cats, we found somebody who's willing to adopt us. I mean, not literally, but they offered to take in me, baby girl, and Shay all the same. So it seems to have all worked out in the end. Yes, Akati, it has. And quite frankly, I'm not sure what to allot to the gods, what to allot to ourselves, but I do know this. We do owe it to everybody who's been willing to help. So is it safe to say that this has been an exercise in faith? I suppose you can say that. Faith in myself, faith in my loved ones, faith in the basic human dignity of my fellow people, but also faith that not all gods are for me. And therefore faith in myself to figure out who is. That being said, are you done with these interaction videos? Fuck no! I love doing these. It is accurate to suggest that some things might change though. Such as, if I may ask, the way I go about them, the way that I let them dominate my life, the way that I allow audience participation to influence my practice. Because sure as shit, there's more to explore, more experiences to be had. But I've also definitely limited myself. In my creative capacity, I'm interested. I want to do more of the music video interaction videos. They feel more theatric, more inspired. And there's more I can do with those because I'm not limiting myself to my own mundane perceptions. I like where that's going. Also, our adopted mom, so to say, took us to a drag show the other day, rather a queer variety hour, and it made me realize that I want to perform. And performing I intend to do. On stage or on screen. Both. Absolutely both. I've set my sights to something new, and I'm glad to hear it. Good. Now let's go. The following is a recreation of a conversation previously held. I see you finally made a candle for Anubis. Duosotek! Please, pleasantries not necessary. I know. That's how I make sure it's actually you, though. Huh. Fair enough. But yes, I did make a candle for Anubis. Realized we still had one in our suitcase. Purple's a good color for him, not gonna lie. Then after spending most of the day with him, he redirected me back to you. He traded himself out for me? No, I'm still working with him. But there was something about going back over what I already know. Ah, well that's neat. Okay, but why? First things first. What was the first thing that I drilled into your head about destruction magic? Destruction is the first step of creation. I also believe that you used Full Metal Alchemist to relay it to me. Uh-huh. What was the second thing that I drilled into your head? That death and destruction go hand in hand. Death is not the end of life. It is a destruction necessary for the continuation of life. One that just so happens to cease the living's heartbeat. And in that, death and destruction are one and the same. An external force imposed onto something against its will, yet at the same time something necessary for new things to begin. Destruction is necessary, and although it can spell upheaval and even death, destruction is a fact of life. Destruction is a force of nature. However, destruction is different than purely unaliving. Destruction is not vengeance. Destruction is not wrath. Destruction is not retribution. but it is a tool utilized by those who seek those things. And when destruction is used for those things, Isfet is brought into the world. Something that you are canonically known to be an opponent of. Therefore, I am an opponent of unnecessary destruction. Which is why, contemporarily speaking, you are seen as a god of necessary chaos. Question. Answer, Daily Double. Do you know why I picked you to be a destroyer under my tutelage? God, we're going back on old history. But no, it's because you fucking get it. Not only do you fucking get it, you're fucking good at it. I mean, thanks, but what? How many times have you butted heads with the gods? More times than I can count. And why have you been so willing? Because sometimes the gods also need to remember their place. They're not human, they don't get humans. Some are better at it than others, certainly. But we're not living in ancient times anymore. If they are gonna fuck with humans at the slightest infraction, then they aren't worthy of my worship. And by my example, I hope others come to understand the same. You fucking get it. Okay, I started off as a death worker. Are you not allowed to multi-class? For fuck's sake, Ethan. If anything, the two things in tandem are why you get it. It's because I understand that there's a necessary balance. Ding, 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 there it is. So that means I'm going to be working with both of you. Is it exactly that surprising? No. But it does help me understand how to move forward. Thank you, Lord Satek. Anytime, bub. The following is a recreation of a conversation previously held. What can I do for you, Ethan? I've been going down memory lane recently. Thank you for joining me. Well, that's unfortunate. What is? You going down memory lane. The halls of your mind are treacherous. Thank you, that's somehow oddly validating. Anytime, old friend. Speaking of that fact, Thor. Satek's been around, I'm aware. Last night he said something about choosing me as a destroyer. The last video that I did with you, you recognized the destroyer within me. I did quote that video game now, didn't I? Before I started learning under Satek back in 2021, you had me swear an oath to you. Something that the Norse take very seriously. Oaths are amongst the highest of bonds. If you're not good on your oaths, you're not good as a person. I swore to you that I would never use those skills to deliberately harm another person who didn't outright deserve it. And you have kept good on your word. I guess I'm just scratching my head. What's this really about? I feel that scrutiny, why do you ask? Just a few weeks ago, you and I start working together. Then I realize that you're exhausted, so I take it easy on you. You're no good to anyone when you're drained. The other altars in your DID system start resurfacing. Deities are getting kicked out left and right. Then you start working with the Neteru and you withdraw. Now here I am before you again, and it appears that you have asked your partner to light her candle for Frigga. The patterns are patterning. To me, this looks like a retreat. Alright, about a week ago, I start working with Anubis, and at first he's incredible help. Helps me to clear my way, helps pull some strings so I can put an end to the last chapter that I was doing. Finally finished my case. I did hear that, congratulations. Then a couple days go by and I start having these dreams. Nothing like the night terrors that I'm accustomed to. I'm getting stuck in places that I've been to before. But everywhere I go, there's constant rainstorm. Dark clouds that just spew a tornado's strength worth of rain. Those storms didn't behave anything like the clouds that I've seen in the waking world. Interesting. My curiosity is piqued. And in one of them, Hecate is there, looking like Catherine Hahn in the role of Agatha all along, and it's like she'd been looking for me and finally found me. And although the skies are clear now, it feels like the storms have followed me. I can't shake that feeling. Finally today I'd had enough. Did some banishing and cleansing and the basics, and that was after an entire day of staying dissociated. So it is a retreat, just not from other deities. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Looks like we're on another side quest. Interesting use of the runes as well. Yeah, I wonder what would happen if I blended my own magic with it. Thor, why are you whistling at night? Calling in for backup. I'm sorry, backup? Oh, hello, Fenrir. That makes me feel better. There's no time for dilly-dally. The following is a recreation of a conversation previously held. Evening, Ethan. Didn't expect to hear from you today. King Hades, or should I say, Adonaios Morpheus. Drink? Yes, I'm flattered. You know, there's not a lot of people that know I have a dream aspect. In some schools of thought in ancient Greece, the night is an allegory for a metaphysical metaphor. A key, perhaps. Go on. The darkness of night, the darkness of sleep, and the darkness of death are all said to be the same darkness. And through that darkness, one can traverse the realms, particularly of nighttime creatures, unrest dead, the underworld in the land of dreams. And you're not the god of the dead, that's Thanatos, but you are their king. And what fool would I be to think that the gods are limited to what is written about them? Do you need help buttering my ego? Nah, I think I got it. I am proficient in Oniromancy, yes. Cool, because Thor sent me your way. Interesting. I told him about some fucked up dreams that I've been having, and he asked me who I thought would be best to help interpret. That makes more sense. So, why don't you tell me about these dreams?
Several minutes later.
So you don't think that they are normal dreams, but you've been dreamwalking or realm traveling? Yes, sir, that is what I suspect. Because in one dream you were back at your hometown? Not just that, but because of a trick you showed me years ago, when I was getting stuck in dreams previously. If I can't find my way back home, but I can find either a morgue or a funeral home or a graveyard, then you can use it to find your way back home. And that's exactly what I did at the end of one, where Hecate was there, present and deeply involved. That's how you know if you're in a dream or somewhere else. And that's why I wanted your opinion, because you're the one that gave me that tip. Honestly, it's fair and it tracks. So what do you think? I'm gonna have to poke you. I'm sorry, what? Poke? Okay. Oh, that's tingly. Sorry about that, that was in real time. Yeah, because you're feeling how dizzy that made me? Yes, partly, but I got what I needed. And you might not like it, because I normally don't try to worry people. Oh no, I'm shaking in my Converse. You're absolutely correct, no notes. Okay, cool, I know how to work with that. But this isn't a recent thing. You're just now being able to recall it as a dream. But it still happens while I sleep. I think you would notice that if you were in multiple places at once. I am the host of a DID system. Each one of us can astral travel when not fronting. I'm still gonna lead with optimism. Cool, do you want to join this side quest? Who's on the team? Thor and Fenrir so far. I can work with them. Probably Hecate, one of my favorite people in the cosmos. Yeah, hold your britches on that for the next one, though. The following is a recreation of a conversation previously held. Oh, King Belial! So we're still at an agreement? Alright, cool. Thank you. King Belial? Greeting, my mortal companion. Sorry, did I interrupt something? No, honestly, you are right on time. Okay. Drink? Green apple? Oh, one of my favorites. You said you were just an earshot away. For you? Always am. Always will be. Don't get too sappy now, my lord. How am I not supposed to when you call me your lord? I missed you too, King Belial. All right. What, sorry? Sorry, did you not expect that? Maybe out of Matt, but not necessarily Shay. Yes, we all love you. Let's get topical. All right. I will make attempts. I suppose that's all I can ask for. I've gotta ask, what brings you my way? Baby girl's gonna be coming home soon. As I have been made aware, between now and then I'm going on a side quest. For whose entertainment? Mine and mine alone. And whoever in the audience might also be entertained. Oh, good. That is the correct answer. Oh, you've come up with other noises. Happy birthday, by the way. Yes, it's October 23rd, and there's less than an hour left of my birthday. Please consider the thingy Wow, the slurping does make you gassy. Consider the thingy in the bio. We've officially wasted half of the runtime, and I'm doing it on purpose. Hey, Belial, you don't need to perform cunnilingus on the can. That's what you think. Belial! Ethan, does that mean that you're willing to come with? already know who's on the team. Thor, Fenrir, Hecate, and Hades. And if you're not already aware, give me a good drink, and I'm down to clown. These walls are thin, Belial. Just gotta ask, why me? Why not you? Very cute, but you know I want to hear it. Oh, for fuck's sake. As much as I love Satek, and as much as we've got good history together, I'm listening. He is not you. And if you need more, just look at what I'm wearing. I'm sorry. You're wearing the cardigan. I already know what I know, and you know that I know what you know, and you know that I know what I know. You know what? I know that you're playing me, but you're right. Oh, for fuck's sake, what am I playing? My heartstrings, I don't know, I've run out of answers. The answer is yes. There's one caveat. Oh? Talk to me before making unilateral decisions. Touching on the last video? Yeah, I think I can do that. Let's go! The following is a recreation of a conversation previously held. Alright, if I say it out loud, transmission ends. Now, where is she? What does Ethan Taylor want at the end of the road? Hecate, you know I haven't even watched this particular show. Would it be money, fame, power, control? No, I don't think that's likely. Because we both know that with the power you have, you would have had that by now if you wanted it. No, but I have seen this clip repeatedly on TikTok. Could it be a desire for love or admiration? Notoriety amongst your peers? That's probably not very likely either. Because if that was the case, you wouldn't share nearly as much of your actual life to your audience. I mean, for fuck's sake, 2 years ago you were actively getting canceled by damn near all of Witch Talk, knowing it would probably end that way. All due respect, when do we get to the point? Oh, and that confidence, the way you just talk to the gods however you want. You know you're not more powerful than us. You know you're not as influential. So what is it that really, truly drives such a specimen oozing with something that smells almost like arrogance? I have been called worse things before. Could that be it? Because even if they take away all of your power, everything that you have stripped from you, nobody can take away your knowledge. Something you've drilled into my head since the very beginning. Knowledge is everything, and applied knowledge is power. And no witch is worth their salt if they haven't also done the book learning. And you are a tried and true nerd. Magic and the occult are your special interest. And you have never been satisfied with simple little tales. You have never seen it as enough to accept the comfortable revisionist fantasy of history of what makes a witch. Anybody could be a witch, though. You simply have to believe in magic and then apply yourself. Be passionate enough to learn as much as you possibly can. Be wise enough to discern when it should be applied. And then truly, even mortals can taste the fruit of the gods. Oh, this is rich. You see, here's the thing, Taylor. Even I have had a hard time figuring you out. With all these talks about Dead Man's Triggers and the Kansas City Shuffle. Walking around in your practice like a real-life John Constantine or a real-life doctor. The Who kind, not the PhD kind. And believe it or not, you have never actually swindled a single god. All you have ever done is given them an opportunity to tell on themselves. Well, it's not like I've gotten an award for it. No, quite the opposite, actually. But with the more you do, with every chapter, every phase of your life, the blood seeps through the paper, revealing the things that were already there. Quite genius, actually. Okay, but how? People, divine and mortal alike, have been trying to figure out your motivations. Trying to figure out what your endgame is. Trying to figure out why you don't just stop. But if you did, you'd be giving up everything you've ever wanted. Which is what exactly? To be a motherfucking witch. You don't want magic for power, you want magic because it's cool. Getting to interact with gods and demons and angels? As long as you're experiencing, it doesn't matter what way it turns out. Because you got to have the experience. Is that why you're currently dressed up as Agatha Harkness? Hey, we're all expected to play our own part. And maybe as Agatha, I could be the bitch you need me to be. You haven't been a bitch once so far? Honestly, I'm wishing I had some bourbon to share with you. Because this is what I've been trying to get out of you all along. Puns intended. Huh, I see. Even now you did it again. Did what exactly? Gotten me to admit to myself that I do still feel bad about the Deity series. It wasn't you, it was me. I was like this a lot before the Deity series, at least with you. A sneaky, schemy little hobbit who nobody can ever figure out their own motivations. Yeah, maybe Kronos was right. I do reek of your tutelage. That was a compliment, and I'm not crying now. Bourbon does sound good though, doesn't it? Consider the thingy and I'll consider it an offering or some shit. Hecate, I'm not sure if that'll translate well. What, we're already off script. Do you want to pretend you woke up? Oh my god. I missed you too. The following is a recreation of a conversation previously held. Greetings, my mortal These aren't my shades. Well, howdy doody, King Belial. Okay, I think I got an idea of what's going on. I want to give you space to talk about it. Well, last night I made a video with Queen Nama, and then you made it private. I didn't like the way that I did it. I mean, it was cool, it was fine, it was fun to make. However, it felt too far removed from reality. Is it representative of things that you do off screen? I mean, yeah, but what precedent am I setting? What do you mean? It felt gross. I mean, the gross part was for the bit. Oh, much better. May I? Yeah, go right ahead. So you were role-playing? Yeah, but that wasn't overtly stated. And I don't want that to be what people look up to me for. Ah, so the burden of minor celebrity is catching up with you. Oh, for fuck's sake, I wouldn't call myself that. We're getting carried away, though. All right, please proceed. The Mountain Dew doesn't slurp the same. No, it doesn't. Anyhow, I wake up this morning with a whole bunch of sudden realizations, and it was cemented because of the video from 3 years ago. The video where you entered my practice. And then 2 years ago was the end of the Deity series. So 2 anniversaries colliding on you at once. What's worse is that in that video you called me Melanie. Which is why you tried to make the video with me that didn't go up. Yes, earlier today, I'd forgotten that I'd used the name Melanie before the Deity series. And then a chain reaction of memories are getting unlocked, and now the Melanie part of you is fully reintegrated. Fully is a strong word! Because I'm still Ethan, and it's not like those memories weren't there. But dissociative identity disorder is a complex thing. And after scrapping a 6-minute video with you, I take some time to process. So I tried doing something similar with Persephone. Because like me, she was also a huge part of the Deity series. And because of everything going on, I'm feeling quasi-manic, being ping-ponged back and forth between thoughts. And I just don't want to make a video where I sound like a crazy person, or an incel, or a gross man. Because not only is it not who you are neither gross nor are you a man. I'm a female alter stuck in an AMAB me suit. The middle point of that Venn diagram is that both aspects are non-binary. Uh-huh. Put the video back up, but put it after this one in the playlist, because I think it'll be more important than you realize moving forward. You really think it's a good idea? I don't know. It's an idea, and you're well within your right to tell me no. I'm not saying no. I just want to have fun. I want these videos to feel fun again. But when I let myself have fun, I get carried away. You really need to let go of some shit that isn't your responsibility. I'm not offended, but I would like a clarifier. You are not responsible for the way that others interpret your content. It reflects them a lot more than it reflects you. Time and again, you inform people that it's for entertainment, it's based on your life, your experience, and most importantly, your UPG. You're not trying to convince anybody that what you're doing is gospel, and you remind your audience time and again, you're doing this for fun, you're doing this to entertain. And somebody literally said that they wanted to be cool like me someday. I wasn't being cool, I was being sketchy. Ah, and there it is. The thing that you thought to be bad was seen as good by somebody you respect. Yeah, I guess. Consider this Deity work then. I'm challenging you to put that video back up, and this one is the caveat. Okay, but why? Did you have fun making it? Yes, I did. And you got to show a side of yourself that you don't normally show. And that's the part that scares me. Well, I already knew that vulnerability scared you. Shut the fuck up. Oh good, I wasn't sure where that was gonna land. This is what you do. You challenge me. You invite me to take risks. And you push me to get more comfortable with myself. Also, the tangent that you've been on today starts with how that video made you feel. Consider it a cork in the bunghole. I'm glad to know that the bunghole is actually just the hole in the wine cask. I know it sounds silly, it was on purpose. In the meantime, refresh yourself and try to have fun. But I also need to make money. Consider the thingy, it's also in the bio. Pretty pleased with sugar on top. Belial! Melanie! Sorry, Etienne! For fuck's sake. The thingy is right there! Fucking utilize it! It's not that serious. Coming in with the Scotty K fitness memes. Have you seen me shirtless? I love that guy. Okay, fine. We'll try this out and see what happens. Thank you. The following is a recreation of a conversation previously held. Holy crap. Really looks like the storm clouds followed us out of my dreams, didn't they, Hikati? You're not Hikati. Perceptive. Thank you for the drink. Sure, don't mention it. What can I do for you, Spooky Spectre? Question is, what can I do for you? Sharing is key. Duly noted, mortal. Do you know what's going on? Not really, that's kind of why I'm here on this side quest to begin with. It's been playing at your tongue for days. I'm autistic, and with that comes some echolalia. That happens a lot. Down, down, down the road. Oh, come the fuck on! Don't you embrace being a witch? Nope. How did we get outside? You smell infernal, and your aura tastes like succubus. Tried looking for a sigil, but for the life of me I couldn't find one, which means I have my suspicions. But there's a reason you're glamoring so damn hard, and I'm more interested into the reason as to why. Are you trying to prove something? That I fully embrace being a witch. But if I embrace only that, I'm then ignoring the occultist, the alchemist, the magician, as well as the mystic. I am a witch, and all of these things are attached to the ends of that witch umbrella. But if I were to close those baubles into the umbrella, I'd be ignoring everything that I am. You're missing one. Oh, right, I'm also a spiritualist. No, the other one. Oh, you mean being a psychic vampire? How could I? Energy work and psychic vampirism were the first forms of magic I ever practiced. And I've been a vampire much longer than I've been a witch. And identifying as such, I gotta wonder why such a delicious fragrance wants to saunter into my bedroom, especially being so well perfumed. Excuse the fuck out of me! Relax, I'm rolling for intimidation. How did we... You're in my head. And as a system, not even I know the ways that my psyche has found ways to protect itself. Even from me. And with that kind of trauma, you never know what ways somebody can get creative in the ways of magic. The way we can shine. Stephen King references. Drink? I'd love to pick your brain on that sometime. You know, that could be a lot of fun, actually. But I think I'm going to save it for another time, Your Infernal Majesty. All right, then. How could you tell? Your horns give you away, and you weren't glamoring, you were shape-shifting. And I figured there was a reason you were here. Tell me, are the clouds from the Hemoth? It was my horns. No, they're not. And I'm sure you've come to join me on my path for a reason. As the mother of divination and the enchantress of the subconscious, yeah, I think I can help. You could just say you missed me. Does that mean I pass? Oh no, did I? You knew this was a trial. On the Witch's Road? Yeah, I'm still not sure what that means, but I caught on days ago. You know, it's always been one thing about you. You intrigue me. Yeah, King Hades told me as such well over a year and a half ago. Oh, he did? Yeah, but that's a conversation for another time. My gears are turning, but still. For whatever reason, you've got a soft spot for me. And I know that'll come in handy wherever the fuck we're going. The following is a recreation of a something that happened about 25 minutes ago. Oh god, it's freaking chilly tonight. Oh, been a while-y. Nope. La-di-da. How far do you think you're getting? Oh, come the fuck on. You don't know. Fuck this. I am not accepting that Azazel and Beelzebub are both here right now. Fuck you. What's the matter? You don't feel like catching up? You're a projection of my subconscious. Both of us? Especially because both of you are here. And if I treat you as a projection of my own subconscious, I'm not going to take it too seriously. Therefore, I will feel free to speak freely. Why is it so hard to believe that we're both here? Because you, Azazel, have been a pain in my ass since I was 16. At any turbulent time in my life, I can expect you to rear your fuck-ugly head around and pretend to be a friend. And you, Prince of Fecal Fancy. Clever, I'll give you that. Even though I've got my suspicions about you, I know that you stalked me from one household to the other. And back in January of 23, when I'm getting cozy with Nama, there you are like an entitled genie putting your nose into my fucking business. I didn't ask for you to show up. Is this how you really feel when the camera's not rolling? Not all the times, but sometime yes. Azazel. Come to think of it, both of you are attached to Nama, aren't you? Consort to the flies, mother of Nephilim. So I'm out of here. Fuck off.
She started to experience in 1899.
Monster, unleash the beast. Come the fuck on. What really is the problem? Alright, personal grievances aside, how many people utilize King Bael's sigil to communicate with you? You're not Bael, and yet you have no interest in enlightening people to the wiser. And you. What the fuck's up with the yellow eyes? Are you a Supernatural fan or some shit? People know who I am when I use it. Reaping the glory of the effort of others to the benefit of yourselves. Well, not so much as a please or a thank you. Pompous, entitled shits. Is that any way to speak to royalty? You know what? Not only are you proving my point. Speaking of supernatural, here's a quote. You're all spirits just the same. No different from ghosts. Sick, twisted, and perverted. But you're just spirits with an ego. And to continue on myself, deities like you benefit from the ignorance of humans, either believing in the lies of the church or believing that the opposite must be true. Do you grant your boons? Certainly, but only if your pretty little pets obey. So are you upset with us or the people who worship us? What a fun little twist of the tongue. Unclog your ears and listen. You benefit from the ignorance of those who don't know better. You could lead people to knowing better, and yet you don't. And honestly, you can ask me how I know. Experience. But both of you, just like so many others, benefit from the idea that should anybody speak against you, it's so easy to say that me and others like me are crazy, or don't know what we're talking about, or suffering psychosis. But what if it's not psychosis? What if it's not tricksters or imposters? Would anybody think for a moment that it's just the arrogance of the deities who feel entitled and benefit from the confusion and the ignorance of mortals? Meanwhile, people like you get off scot-free, never needing to be held accountable for a thing you do, when you are still very guilty of the harm you cause, the harm that you create, and the harm that you commission. But you do good for some people, and those people are going to defend you. So either I'm a crazy conspiratorial mad person, mentally unwell, or people like you are just a big bunch of privileged jack-offs. So you will have to vacate my space, because I did not invite you, nor are you welcome.
Why do dermatology like La Roche-Posay double repair face?
Yep, subconscious. The following is a recreation of a conversation previously held. Maybe I should have had a cigarette beforehand. Zach? Queen Persephone. How's it going? Thank you for the drink. You're not who I normally talk to. On-screen or off-screen, for that matter. Should I be concerned? I don't plan on kicking you out. That's not my call. I'm only made marginally more reassured. Gosh, you act like I'm a villain or something. No, but I know how much you enjoy being an antagonist. Which is only preceded by my own vanity. Been 2 years since the end of the Deity series. 2 years and 3 days at this point. So did you start eating, pussy? Because you are what you eat. I gotta wonder why you've been acting like one. I'm sorry, but what? Hanging out with infernal friends? Making yourself scarce in our spaces? Running away when things get tough? Are you trying to call me out? Au contraire, I'm trying to call you in. I tried to keep count, but how many times have you been pushed out of Ethan's space? I've lost count at this point. So what, did your balls drop off? Color me amused and curious. Oh, is that what it is? I make you think of the worst qualities of your husband. Why do I feel funny? Herpephany Pfeffer. I'm sorry, what? You could tell that it was an illusion, but I don't think you would actually harm me. Which means you thought it wasn't me. It was your projection. Why, Your Majesty, illusions are my speciality. So why do that in the first place? 'Cause it just revealed something very interesting. You can be tricked, and you've been tricked before. Yeah, cigarette does sound good. Not as cold as I thought it would be, but it's still not exactly pleasant. What's your angle, Taylor? So that's what that feels like. I want you to quit avoiding conflict. Can you please elaborate? You are a badass, renowned for your capacity to fell your enemies and fuck people up for crossing a line. Plenty have crossed a line with us. Who's got dirt on you? Who's holding something over your head? And if it isn't that, what's got you so fucking scared? It's complicated. I've literally got all night. Uncomplicated. Why are you so pressed? If you walked out of our lives, I wouldn't give a shit. I would just want you to stay gone. This in and out shit fucks with my headmates. It fucks with Ethan, it fucks with Nina, and it fucks with Shay. Why don't you defend them? Why don't you defend yourself? There's gotta be a reason, and for the life of me, I can't figure it out. I don't even know where to start. Can I make a suggestion? Rather, take a stab at it. Sure, go ahead. Once upon a time, you were miserable. And then Ethan fell into your lap. She made you feel not so alone. A human willing to listen to you and believe your side of the story. I mean, y'all are or were or something God-spoused. That's gotta mean something to somebody like you. Yeah, it definitely does. Then catastrophe struck. The Deity series. Sometimes you were yourself, other times people were pretending to be you, and in the end, Ethan was canceled. And she was hurt, and you felt that you had failed her. Then along came a spider by the name of Pleasant. Queen Nama. She came in and cuddled up right in the hole in Ethan's heart that you once had recently vacated. But she's your friend, right? She wouldn't hurt you like that. Come to find out, she did. But what's worse is she came to realize why you have such feelings for Ethan. Meanwhile, there's a Shay, on a completely different separate path, who you also adore and admire. Differently, but yes. No notes. Then with a little bit of help from the devil himself, Ethan and Shay crossed paths. And that dynamic was used against you, was used against all of you. And you don't want to hurt Ethan again, and you sure as shit don't want to hurt Shay. But it's happening anyway. And you want to have faith in your friends. You want to be there for the people that have been there for you. Meanwhile, you don't realize, or fail to admit to yourself, that they are the same ones causing problems for you. What are you trying to suggest? That you need to find some new fucking friends, Your Majesty. I thought that you didn't have a problem with Nama. I didn't. Until Beelzebub and Azazel both saunter on in a convenient enough way that Ethan doesn't know if it was actually them, but I know better, and so do you. Who do you think let them in? There it is. There's the wrath of the Queen. Convinced that you should sideline yourself, just to now realize and confirm that you're not fucking crazy in thinking that doing so is leading some of your favorite people directly to harm. What makes you so confident? Genuinely, I'm asking. Because I've been played against them in the exact same fucking way. I know what it looks like. It appears we've got work to do. Yes! That's what I'm fucking saying! Let's go! The following is a recreation of a conversation previously held. What can I do for you, Ethan? I'm showing you the courtesy of actually asking you to leave instead of kicking you out. What is it you think that I have done? Nama, don't make me. I think I have a right to know. Okay. Before you were introduced into contemporary demonolatry, you were a succubus. Plain and simple, cut and dry. So good at it you became one of the queens of hell. The myths about you are confusing because they come from multiple different sources. And in Jewish mysticism, as to where Lilith was known for causing the deaths of infants, you are known for causing other sorts of physical ailments, such as seizure and stroke. These things are all true. Baby girl was born with a stroke. And although I believe in medicine, but for superstition, gotta point out that the timing is timing. You think that I'm not done. You had told me that you made a deal with Samael, when where you would have closer access to me to help me. I asked Lucifer Drofak all about it. He said it was the first he was hearing about it. And honestly, I don't care if he was telling the truth or not. Because what does a deal that you have with somebody else have anything to do with me? I don't remember consenting. I'm listening. I do find it convenient that after the Deity series, when I lose faith in Persephone is when you step in. Shortly afterwards, Beelzebub steps in, and I wind up on this wild goose chase about past lives. And if I did my research correctly, you and he have history. After you were banished from the Garden of Eden, you fled to the Red Sea, which is where you became consort to the flies. Depending on the tradition in which you ascribe to. Beside the point. Back at the trailer park. Although it is now null and void, I strike a deal with Samael. He redirects me to you. Deal or no deal between the two of you, it was mere days before baby girl was born. And none of the magic that I worked with you worked. And courtesy of the shit show that my life had become, I went to go talk to Beelzebub to see if he was behind it. He seemed genuinely surprised to see me. That's not exactly evidence, now is it? Doesn't have to be, because I'm not working a case and don't plan on turning you in. But the real doozy was him and Azazel both showing up the other night. And I got to thinking, what the fuck would they be doing here? And how would they know where I am? And then I remembered a time when Azazel constantly warned me about you. But I don't trust him, so I didn't listen. But then I remember the feral era. A period in early 2023 where I went feral. I said, fuck this, fuck that, fuck all of it. And I had a great time. I still look back on it fondly, and it was a time marked by your presence. Oftentimes, I seek you out when I want to relive those memories, thinking about the last time that I can remember where my life wasn't completely off the fucking rails. It's almost like an obsession with that time period. I can't stop thinking about it. And some of my favorite things, Super Eye Patch Wolf, Sleep Token, Poor Man's Poison, are conveniently connected to you. What are you trying to get at? That at the end of the day, you're still a succubus, and succubi do what succubi do. They seduce mortal minds into obsession. Who's that? Don't mind me, just watching the show. And it is a good one. Excellent direction, Ethan. What are they doing here? Contingencies. According to Ethan, we abuse you, which is news to me. Especially since that's what you told us she was doing to you. And I never thought to seek them out because it would look bad. If a nasty, mean old mortal man turned you into your abusers. You forget, though, I'm not a man. And I, too, am a survivor. Which is exactly how you would get sympathy out of somebody. How dare you? How dare I? Let me put it to you like this. Fucking with me is one thing, but you don't fuck with my headmates. You don't fuck with my kids, and you especially don't fuck with the mother of my child. Are we at an understanding? What is even going on? Oh, you mean the tendril that you've been trying to put in the back of my head? You forget I'm also a psychic vampire. Not only that, there are centuries worth of magic built specifically to protect against you and spirits like you. I'm not afraid of you, and I'm not going to let you continue harming me and the people that I love. You can see your way out. Unless you need help finding the door. But if you cooperate, we'll give you a 5-minute head start before we turn in our paperwork. Good riddance to bad rubbish. The following is a recreation of a conversation previously held. Purple solo cups. Nice touch, Akati. Why, thank you. Here I was thinking I was getting rusty. And here I was thinking we were going to get the chaotic witchy why not version of you. Word on the grapevine is that you kicked out Nama. Big if true. Oh yeah, that happened earlier today. Good, that means you are ahead of schedule. I have a question for you, Akati. Alright, what's up? Do you know why I've been using Evan Williams' libation offering? Because it's $15 a bottle? Because it's what I was drinking before the Deity series. You've been reconnecting with an older stage of your practice. It's been over 2 years since the end of the Deity series, and it still affects me. The way that I perform my practice. The way that I interact with the divine. The way that I make content here. The Deity series was a big deal. Nobody's done anything like it before or since. What was it that you always reminded me? A witch is not measured by their power or their tools. They are measured by their knowledge, their wit, and their ability to utilize what they've got. And what would happen if a witch were unable to act accordingly? They wind up being driven by fear. They forget the basics. And with all of the things that a witch knows, it could wind up driving a person mad. Sometimes I wonder if you operate under a different definition of witch than the average person. Witches aren't a Hallmark card or a costume. The wands aren't just for decoration. A witch is somebody who utilizes the forces of the divine, learning how to ride and channel the lightning. Burning herbs is nice and all, but to truly understand how it works in magic, definitely a nuanced feat that not everybody can rightly entertain. Oh no, sounds awfully gatekeepy, sis. I want to tell you to come off it, but I know what you're doing. Is it gatekeepy to suggest that not everybody is cut out for basketball? No, it's not. And yet anybody can be good, even phenomenal, if they apply themselves. This is very true. Magic is an art. And how can you perform this art if you don't understand the utensils that you're working with? And with that analogy, not everybody is going to be painting the Sistine Chapel. What's more important is figuring out how to utilize the medium to do your art. Spoken like a true artist. I've often doubled down on the notion that magic is art. And so long as you're weaving magic, any art can be magic. How Alan Moore of you. Hey, just because we happen to agree. I missed this. Yeah, so did I. I feel like you had a point, though. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I did. Ah, magic. Go on. Tobacco, rolled in paper. When fire is introduced, it becomes a substance. I think I see where this is going. Tobacco has different connotations depending on the culture, but in many instances it's offering and protection. And in forms like this, it serves as a stimulant that many use as self-medication. But there is a price to pay. It damages the lungs, increases the odds of cancer. Magic has a price to pay. Offering is a form of sacrifice. Sacrifice is embedded in the idea of magic. The question is, what are you willing to sacrifice to reach your end goals? And what you're willing to sacrifice indicates what means justifies the ends. In the last couple of months, I've thought about this long and hard. And there are some things I'm just not willing to sacrifice. I can tell by the way you've changed. And I think that ultimately is why the goddess of liminality, the goddess of change, the goddess of transformation and metamorphosis, just so happens to also be the goddess of witchcraft and magic. You are wise beyond your years. Wisdom only comes through experience. Experience that changes the experiencer. Experience that inflicts pain. And with that pain comes growth. And although there are less painful ways to grow, for a witch, the ends justify the means. And yet some means aren't worth the sacrifice. And you'll only figure out what's worth it through practice. Which is why not everybody's cut out for it. As sentimental as this moment is, I feel as if this was an example to a greater point. The king and queen are in play. You're sacrificing the demons for a greater play. Not all of them. There's at least one I feel I can count on. Honestly, I'd be surprised if he went anywhere. Good is she also when men contend at the games, for there too the goddess is with them and profits them. My Hesiotic hymn. She is good in the byre with Hermes, the droves of kine and wide herds of goats and flocks of sheep. If she so wills it, she can increase from few or make many to be less. I think I'm picking up what you're laying down. What do you say, m'lady? Are you in? You cheeky bitch. Of course I am. The following is a recreation of a conversation previously held. Ginger ale. How did you know I like ginger ale? Lord Hermes, consider it an educated guess. Ah, I see. You need help with money. Did you just dolphin brain? By evidence of the Canada Dry and the empty Coca-Cola bottle. That means the Canada Dry was all that you had. Also considering that you're low on your offering sauce, and the cigarette in the money bowl means that you're low. Look, one left. All right, Sherlock Gnomes, yes. Oh, lovely weather we're having today. That's all right, Dad, I missed you too. Family, am I right? Shay just went to go pick up dinner and we're officially over budget. It's 11:20 at night here. Between now and the 1st, that brings us up to $33.60. And I say the 1st because that's when my storage payment is due. And I don't have $123 anymore. Yeah, I know your one friend came through the other day, but you still had to eat and you still had to do what you need to do to get by. So I could use a little bit of help from you and from them. Only if you're willing and able. Me? Of course I am. It's literally my job, silly. Luckily, I found a way that it doesn't all have to be on Cash App. You know, I actually didn't think you were Dionysian. I'm not. Why? Well, I know you like to leave out alcohol for the gods as offering, which is pretty standard since this is the faith that you actually practice. This is your religion, is it not? Hellenic polytheism? Yes, it is. Even though I work with other deities from time to time, that is the religion that I consider myself to be a part of. Here's the thing though, you drink with the gods. Having us literally drink through your body so we can taste it as a mortal tongue. With a mortal tongue. Yeah, I thought that was just a general courtesy. Deities and spirits don't taste things the same way that humans do. Not only that, but you use alcohol in ritual. It's a substance that you use to reach an ecstatic state. Yes. I thought that was general practice. Well, rather more eclectic. Then again, I did get the idea talking to my friend Jesse, who is Norse pagan. My dude. Dionysus is the god of ecstasy, trance, and altered states of consciousness. So what you're saying is, Dionysus has a hand on your life whether you're aware of it or not. Oh, by Gaia's foliage, does that mean that I'm gonna have to reach out to him or some shit? That's entirely up to you, my friend. But now that you're good with Hades and Persephone again, I don't see what it would hurt to try and see what he's up to. Are you advocating for him because he's one of your friends? Well, I mean, maybe a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. It would be fun to party together in your space, if you so willed it. I would like to keep my liver, thank you. Let me consider it. My history with Dionysus isn't exactly bad, but definitely weird. Fine by me, my dude, but money. Thingy, please consider it. It would be appreciated. And now your food is here. Go eat. The following is a recreation of a conversation previously held. Evening, Horatio. The sun set at 6:30. It's 80 fucking degrees in October. People are literally voting for a fascist in America. And people expect me to be practical. Definitely not our normal banter. Kind of the point. Okay, I'm listening. I don't want to work with Dionysus. And I don't like the idea that a deity has put their fingerprints all over me without my consent. Ah, contemplating what Hermes told you earlier. I adore Hermes, don't get me wrong. But that shit is just so weird. Somebody's been guiding me from behind the scenes without my knowledge, and I'm supposed to be okay with that? Why can't it just be a credit to my own wit, my own ability to put things together? Definitely is belittling in many ways. Thank you. It feels like it takes away from the merit of being a witch, being able to rub your own brain cells together and figure shit out. And sure, help and guidance is handy. But to say a whole aspect of something that I do in my magical practice is because of somebody else? Fuck off. You want to know something that's a little weird for me? By all means, go right ahead. Back in the day, people worshipped us in many different ways, but we were still part of the evolution that got us from point A to point B. Then there are many factors that led to a huge disconnect. Over time, scholars and other types of people came in and wrote down their best understanding of us. And those are the sources that much modern practice pulls from. Are we supposed to be grateful just because we're being worshipped? Even though it is completely a departure from anything we had ever known before. You're saying you get it. You don't like being put in the boxes that others expect you to fill. And oftentimes it makes me feel like my hands are tied in certain situations. Because we are gods from an open faith, and people of all walks are allowed to worship us. But am I in the right for destroying something that somebody believes in, when that belief is harming nobody? And that is where our experiences differ. The experience was different from the get-go because you are mortal and I am a god. But we both have sets of rules that we're expected to abide by, imposed on us by others. Sometimes those are the things that keep us safe. Sometimes those are the things that keep others safe. But sometimes those rules, those expectations, are doing no good for anybody. Therefore, it would seem like an obligation to break them. I think I'm finally ready to break some rules. Oh, good, because I've been waiting for an excuse. The following is a recreation of a conversation previously held. Right on time, Rio. I beg your pardon? Follow this rabbit hole with me. I've been following along with Agatha all along thanks to this platform, watching vicariously as the fandom posts. I'm intrigued. And as I've gone along in these interaction videos, I've noticed parallels. And wasn't it yourself, Lilith, who encouraged me to utilize role-playing in deity work? Very true this is. You know, Samael psychs me out when he wears his white suit. Makes me think it might not actually be him. But it makes sense because he's the architect of the Cliff-Off. Matrix metaphors be damned. If I am the father of the Matrix, it undoubtedly makes her its mother. Placing myself as the Oracle. And as I'm moving forward, doing these deity interaction videos, I'm picking up what the internet is laying down about Agatha all along. My headmates coming back to enter the chat is my coven coming back for a greater purpose. Perceptive you've always been. Interesting. Even Hecate playing the part of Agatha in that one video. Which made it clear to me that I'm supposed to be Billy Kaplan. In some way, somehow, I had been on my very own Witch's Road. Then we get to the end of the show. I made the Witch's Road. And how cool is that? I willingly walked down a path, knowing that I would encounter trials, and some people on the team would be sacrificed along the way. Samael, Paimin, Nama. Then I realized every single one of these relapse playlists has been my Witch's Road. I mean, come on. These are called relapse because I had recently taken down all of the other previous deity interaction videos. And as to where in previous iterations I got dragged kicking and screaming, this time I went willingly, making this journey distinctly unique from all of the others. It was effectively a reboot to the Matrix, but the consequences of the last time still carried over into this time. I mean, hell, almost right away I picked back up with the Detective Taylor shtick, interviewing deities and going back over the things that had happened before. But right after I made that deal with Samael, I started seeing him in the white suit again. So I had to ask myself, what if there weren't two Lucifers in the Deity series? What if it was the Architect all along? Oh. So if the Architect created the first Matrix, the Deity series, undoubtedly the Oracle would be there. My pretending to be Hecate. And along the way, I've gotten some of the things I wanted. I wound up in a new home, a fresh start. I finally got to close my case. And just like a ghost, I've been taking care of unfinished business. And that's what makes me Rio? All roads lead to death. And until recently, all roads led to you. Definitely has been different this time. You were always the mistress to my doctor. And just like the doctor, I made too many excuses for you. Time and again, my life is made worse working with you. And frankly, it's time we both move on. So I forgive you. You what? I forgive you, Lilith, because it's the only way I'm letting go. I've been chasing after you for years, seeking answers to questions that I may never be satisfied with. And I've been hoping for so long that this time we might get it right. Well, that's not how this ends, and you know it. You forgive me. I do. Really, I do. Because I'm ready to move on without you. This is an interesting turn of events. I can't keep letting you hurt me, though. So it's time for a proper send-off. Exorcisamus te. Oh. Omnis mundus spiritus, omnis satanica potestas. Your whole coven's here. Omnis incursio infernalis. Adversi omnis congregatio et secta diabolica. Ergo draco maledicte. Ecclesiam tuum securi tibe. Libertite servire. Torogamus. Aurinos. The following is a recreation of a conversation previously held. You're giving this to me? Yeah, I wanted to say thank you. For what exactly, though? For not letting me down? Having my back? Being the only demon that didn't disappoint me? Nope, can't do it. Is my assessment not accurate? That's not it. It's the Exorcist themed, and it glows in the dark. Did you see this planchette? It's one of your favorite shades of red. All right, fine. Thank you. How does it feel accepting genuine kindness? A little bit weird, not gonna lie. And now that we're here at this point in the story, I have questions. I knew there was a catch. I was gonna give you the board regardless. Asking questions is what this is for. Oh. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Back in chapter 5. Samael stopped you from taking me back under your wing. How did you let him? I didn't. Explain. Ah, Belial, what the hell? Don't you ever embarrass me like that again. What do you mean? I know that deal you made with her was bullshit. You've got no excuse to interfere. Since when did you care, sibling? Is this not our jobs? Tempting humankind. Yes, Sammy, I'm aware. That's not what you're doing, though. You're manipulating the despair of somebody who trusts you. Since when was this a part of the job? Keeping you in check has always been a part of mine. So wait. Okay, on second thought, that tracks. It does. You're the keeper of the left hand, which means many things. It means that you're the keeper of the cliff off, but also you keep the left hand of God in check. And Samael is the left hand of God. Glad I didn't have to defend myself on that one. Any other questions? Oh, but of course. I forget if it was chapter 4 or 5. When I asked you for help, you said you needed help from King Paimon. He has since been kicked out. What's up with that? Cue the next flashback. What the hell do you think you're doing, Paimon? Nothing of consequence, Belial. If you don't want me to rip you from sphincter to sphincter, try again. What's with you lately? Have you started working for Daddy again? Oh, I take it back! Too late. There are some things, no matter how hard you try, you can't take back.
And yet I cannot speak with your hand on my throat.
Even though you're cute when you're quiet. You just can't leave well enough alone, can you?
What do you mean?
2 years since your debut in the Deity series, and you're still holding a grudge.
Did the poor widow human embarrass you so badly? I have to ask, what is your interest?
All of you fucked with my things! You had no business and no fucking right. But I'll give you a chance to rectify it. And it will all be up to the girl.
Name your price, Belial.
So you would dispatch one of your friends because they encroached on your territory? No, one of my friends betrayed me, and my fifis were hurt. But you still consider me your territory. It sounds bad when you say it like that. You and your system are literally my job. At least a part of it. And if somebody else is fucking around, you can't do your job. And the Deity series didn't just fuck with you, it fucked with me. And I've been very pissed off about it since. I accept that. Thank you. Do you have any more questions? I mean, sure I do, but how far are we willing to push this video? Nice fourth wall rub there, buddy. And then if Paimon did get too close, you knew I would suss him out, and it would bring Zack back. That's one way of putting it. Rather, I'd been in contact with him the whole time. Thank you for confirming a suspicion. You're welcome. Questions? Recently, in this chapter, you encouraged me to put the video back up with Nama. I said it might wind up playing out later. And knowing what I know now, Nama definitely crossed at least one boundary with you. To say the least. So did you confront Nama? Nope. What are you chucklefucks doing here? Chucklefuck! That's cute. Uh-oh, Beelzebub. Looks like we triggered the guard dog privileges. Azazel, shut the fuck up. Belial, do you know what your charge has been up to? Intimately, I never leave. So you're complicit in her pressuring one of the queens of hell. What in the fuck are you talking about? Save it, Belial. Nama told us everything. Oh, she did she? Then both of you are as stupid as you look. Watch your tongue. Oh, you mean like this? You son of... Hold up, Zaz. Belial, explain. You are seasoned, experienced, high-ranking demons. And you both have been biblically entangled with Nama, a succubitic demon queen. So has she been playing your guilt, your balls, or your arrogance? Because as much as I don't get along with either of you, I gotta wonder why you're ignoring the writing on the wall. And what exactly would this writing say? Potiphar's wife. Shit. You're saying that we've been played. Listen closely. Ethan is a female altar in a DID system. And before she was the host, she was system protector.
I don't think anybody's came here.
Ethan wasn't lying about that part. No, they weren't. You'd be surprised how much of the truth they actually tell. For what it's worth, thank you. But you don't get points for doing the bare minimum. Now what are you two going to do to set it right? So what you're telling me is... Here we go. You've been pulling the strings from behind the scenes this entire time. More or less. You could also say that I've been stumbling into situation after situation that you just so happen to witness the evidence of. So you're not planning some kind of grand scheme here. Do people think that just because we're all demons under the same infernal banner, that means we all get along? I mean, typically, at least professionally or politically. We are demons! Things aren't going to be peachy keen 24/7. And even still, we have our own jobs and duties and everything else that we need to keep in respect of individually. Understood? I'm sorry, but that feels too easy. Oh, King Belial, I am not a demonolator. I am a demonologist and a folklorist. Which means that my understandings are probably going to be different than the average practitioner. You're not bullshitting me. Nor do I need to suspend my disbelief that much. Because you're Belial, the unconquerable king. The one who is said to be worse than Satan. The true lord of this earth. Uh-huh. And I'd be doing a disservice to myself if I forsook all of my own experiences. Before I knew you as Belial, you were my spirit guide Daniel. And before that, you were my imaginary friend Ralph. Each stage of my entire life, I came to know you better. And you beefing with other demons makes absolute sense. You are he who was without master, are you not? That I am. So what would be the point in me calling bullshit now? When especially, you are doing something that you have never done before, and that is giving me a glimpse behind the scenes. If nothing else, you're opening up. Which was marked at the beginning of this video by you accepting the Ouija board. Looks like I'm not the only one who's come a long way. Touché. Now let's upload this goddamn thing, shall we?